Hey guys, I received this list of things to talk about by Jordyn, so I'm gonna talk about one of the things on the list today, which is sweets every day. I feel like I can relate to this a lot because in my recovery, most of what I ate was from sweets. And good news, I'm still alive. I didn't get diabetes, so you can get through it with eating a lot of sweets every single day. So when I have my extreme hunger, obviously satisfying extreme hunger is very, very difficult. And for me, I mean, certain people they crave a lot of things like cheese, which for me wasn't too much the case. I was more leaning towards things like chocolate or yeah, mainly chocolate, not gonna lie. I don't really like any other candy too much, except for things like marzipan and stuff like that. So for me, most of my caloric intake, I think every day came from Nutella or sweet cereal or just candy, blah blah blah. And why is that okay? It has a very simple reason. So in recovery, I mentioned that every time your body needs a lot of energy. By the way, I'm not naked. I'm wearing a sports bra. In case you're wondering, I'm just putting my hair, but I'm not naked. um, so your body needs a lot of energy, and ideally, energy that quickly actually gives the body energy and doesn't have to be digested for 5 hours. And if you look at something like chickpeas or veggies or other beans and tofu and chicken, like, first of all, it doesn't give the body a lot of energy anyway for the amount that you have to eat because it's very low calorie. And then second of all, those are all things with a lot of fiber, so a lot of some things that are not digestible, and the body has to take a lot of time to take it out and like actually be able to get the nutrients and energy. Whereas if you get something like chocolate, it instantly is able to receive all the energy without putting a lot of energy and effort into digesting it. So that is a very simple reason, in my opinion, why you are craving so many sweets, because they're very easy to digest and they give your body what it actually wants, which is a lot of energy. And yeah, let me try to think of any analogy. Okay, so for example, today I was with my horse and he has this horse net, where they put the he inside of the net, which is much more difficult for the horse to get the he. So it takes a lot more time and it's much more effort because he has to like go between the strings and like try to get the he out of it. And that's kind of like your body trying to get out the energy out of the things like just things that take a lot of energy to digest, like veggies or even like complex proteins or like salads, just things that are high volume but low calorie. Or even I would say nuts, because nuts also they are very difficult to digest and then you have to chew a lot and blah blah blah. So that would be the equivalent to my horse trying to get his he out of this net. And then compare it to me giving him just a basket full of, I don't know, oats, or we don't give him oats, we give him something else that is a little bit more like wheat, or like he, but they very compressed. So and he loves it. What we give him is just very condensed kind of like food, so that it gives him a lot of energy because he's very skinny, because he's just a horse that needs a lot of food. And so that would be you receiving the chocolate, or any other sweets. Sorry, I'm constantly thinking or saying chocolate because in my recovery and also now, the sweet that I eat is chocolate mainly. But with any sweet, like that would be you receive a simple, as a horse, you receive a simple basket full of good food that you can easily digest and easily eat. Whereas with the other stuff, like maybe you have to cook it first and then you have to like chew for a long time, then you have to digest. So your body, obviously in recovery, when it knows it has to like cover 10,000 calories, it won't make you want to eat a lot of salad or even, I'm not saying pasta, but I think even pasta with some chicken or something is more complex to digest than just sweets. So in the end, what you crave most is the thing that is easiest to eat, which are sweets. And so also, the reason why my horse eats he the way, like in the net, is because he has a lot of time. Like his whole day is dedicated to eating if I'm not there, and also the other horses are not able to eat as much as him because they gain weight much faster and they don't need as much energy as my horse. So for them, it makes more sense to eat that way. But like for you as a person in recovery that simply needs a lot of energy, the most reasonable thing to eat is something that gives you a lot of energy and doesn't take energy out of you to digest it, So this is, my opinion, the reason why you crave it and why you should absolutely eat it. And to the question mark after sweets every day question mark, yes, sweets every hour. No, but of course every day. Like there is no rule. I still eat sweets every day. I don't care what people say. If you're a kid, I mean, I was allowed to eat sweets every day, but just very little amounts. But if I ever have a kid, they're gonna be allowed to do it. Because I remember, I already talked about my cousins to you, but my cousins, they're all very skinny. Like, very skinny. Because of genetics. But then the girls that are very skinny and that I love them with all my heart, they're like my favorite cousins. And we spent a lot of time together, and my parents, they did it very differently than their parents. So my parents were really against snacking. They were like, no, we have 3 big meals a day and maybe like one snack where you eat fruits. And then their parents, they were super open, like their kids could have snacks. Wait, I'm so pissed that I have to cut this video, but it's okay. My brother just came home. So as I said, they could eat whenever they wanted, and they always ate very small amounts, but they could always snack. And they turned out super skinny. Yeah, so they ate a lot of sweets every day. And yeah, they're still all super skinny. They still have a very intuitive eating. They are not scared of eating sweets. They just do it when they crave it. But oftentimes they also crave healthy things, deemed by society. Yeah. So really, don't be scared of eating sweets every day. I think there's no recovery without eating sweets every day. But what I would recommend you, make sure you eat enough fatty things. That might sound weird, but what I noticed also generally, like, try to still keep some variety, because at some point you're gonna not be scared of sweets at all, but then maybe you start being scared of other things because you rely too much on sweets. So also make sure to challenge other foods, especially a lot of oil and fat. I think this is something a lot of recovery people struggle. Like, they are okay with eating a lot of sugary things, but then they're super scared of fatty things. And you really, really have to make sure you are not. So I would recommend, like, really make sure for dinner, for breakfast, for lunch, like, if you make yourself omelets or eggs, like put a huge ton of oil just to show your body you don't fucking care, like your mind, not your body. And also all of this extra oil is, I always like imagine recovery is like achieving a certain caloric amount, let's say 1 million calories, I don't know, and then you have to see it as a challenge to eat as much as you can each day, so it's as like done as quickly as possible. And so how can you do that? You first of all need to snack a lot. Second of all, your meals have to be very, very calorie dense, and the easiest way to do it is just to add a lot of oil or things like cheese and butter. So really do it and don't be scared of it. If you're scared of adding a lot of calories to your meals, you need to change it. Another very easy way is to just add soda or juices instead of water, or like both. I still always drank a lot of water during recovery, but I also started to drink calorie dense things, because literally the sooner you're able to eat very high calorie things on a very, very frequent basis and then not having to compensate for it, the quicker you will recover. And if your goal is to lose overshoot, also the quicker you will lose overshoot, because that's what I'm still doing. It's not that I'm forcing myself to eat like I have to add a lot of oil because I'm in recovery, because I'm not anymore, but I'm 0% scared of it. And sometimes I know like I just have a really intense day and I need to add a lot of calories in order to make it. What do? I just make myself very calorie dense meals. For example, this breakfast, I told you already on Monday that because I was sick or because I was stressed, I couldn't eat a lot. And I wasn't too hungry the last few days, but today, this morning, I was feeling hungry. And so I made myself noodles. I had a lot of like cream and cheese and eggs and all of those things. And this is something I should have always done in recovery, but at the start I was still so keen on keeping it healthy, or but in the end, make sure to eat a lot of everything, and sweets are very much okay actually. I think they're the best snack. Yeah, that's what I can say. Try to achieve 3 full meals, 3 full snacks a day at least, and a lot of that can include a lot of sweets, don't worry.